Nice and close up. Yeah, that's better. It was a little too close up for me. Perfect. Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Card Making Stash Summit hosted by my best friend. I talked about her earlier today, Justine. And everybody already always asks how we meet. And every time we say we don't remember, it's just like we were always friends. Always. So she's behind the scenes moderating the chat, and I'm here from my craft room, and we are going to have a lot of fun. Now, I'm going to take a few minutes to say hi to everyone. Justine received a customer service email that we shouldn't say hi to the live participants, but I'm going to anyway because I'm a rule breaker. So, hi, everyone. Just want to give a few minutes for people to start, and then we're going to get to it. So, my card, listen, it has been a long time since I've made a card. It's probably been 6 months. And I'm super excited for this summit because this is a chance for me to dust my hands off and get back to it. I got to get back to work. Okay. I've taken enough time off. My channel's got cobwebs all over it. So it's time to get back to it. So, nothing better than getting back here with Justine's summit. So I have two screens up. So I'm going to try to keep track of any count you have. There's no sound. Oh no, there's sound. Someone says there's no sound. That will be on your end because I saw someone say I'm a rebel. I am. I'm so bad. So anyway, I've got my desk. When I get going with my crafting, I'm sure Justine will show you just my desk and not my face anymore because who wants to see my face? But I'm going to show a quick sneak peek of a couple of the cards I made for my presentation. Hold on, I'm almost. Okay, these are the cards that I made for my presentation. So I like to get a lot out when I get my card making supplies out because you've already got all your junk out. So might as well use it. You know what I'm saying? So let me go back and give you a quick heads up of what's happening the rest of the day for the summit. At 4 o'clock, there is a live kickoff call. 4 o'clock with Justine, and the summit officially and the presentations and everything start tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern time. This is an Eastern sign. Judy, this is an Eastern time summit. So the presentations will start at 9. I'm not sure how many there are per day, but for all of you free ticket holders, you will have 24 hours from 9 a.m. Eastern time. So whatever that is in your time zone, you do the conversion. You'll have 24 hours to watch those presentations, and then they will no longer be available. For all of you people, the cool people, I don't want to say cool people, that's not nice. For all of the peeps that upgraded their ticket, they already have lifetime access to all the presentations, so you can already begin watching them now. There's also bonuses and all freebies and all kinds of stuff that you can pick up along the way. So be sure to check all of that out. The Stash Summit link will be in the comments below. It will be stashsummit.com/Laurel, I think. I think I saw one go by with Jesse, but it's my name. I'm Laurel. I think Jesse maybe was earlier today. Okay, so let's talk about one of the basics, and it's a good way for me to clean off my hands and talk about embossing powders because that's what I'm going to do today. Y'all don't need to see my keyboard anymore. And these are the embossing powders that I chose to work with. Now, I have always loved embossing powders by Wow. I hope they're still in business. I bought these, I'm not 15 years ago. That's how long these are. And they're still almost full. So embossing powders are very inexpensive, but Lord have mercy, they will last your lifetime. Last your lifetime because that's about how old these things are. Okay. And like my presentation in the summit, I'm going to use one stamp for all of my cards that I'm going to make today, however many I can get through without you guys wanting to kick me off. So the embossing powders that I chose are opaque embossing powders. If you notice on all embossing powders, I'm sure all companies, there might be a T, which stands for translucent. O stands for opaque. There might be an M for marbling. I want to show you two exact same cards, but one on dark cardstock and one on light cardstock. And that's why I chose opaque, because opaque is opaque, so you'll be able to see it on dark cardstock. If you were to pull out an embossing powder that has a T on it, that means translucent, and that will not show up on your dark cardstock, okay? So I'll use these embossing powders and hope to God that they look beautiful together. Then I'm going to use this stamp. This is, again, very old. When I When I first started getting into stamping, I really loved these penny black. Hold on, it's going to be noisy while I get this out of the packaging. Sorry. I love these landscape stamps. And this is the one I used for my class tomorrow or whatever day it's on. Sorry, I'm not really sure which day it's on. And then this is my very first stamp I ever bought from Penny Black. I have them all. I don't believe in getting rid of your stuff, only if you don't like it. I've gotten rid of many stamps, but I don't care if these are available or not anymore. I like them, so I keep them. And that's just how I roll. I might be fuzzy. I'm not sure. But there's nobody here using my Wi-Fi but me. People are saying my images are blurry. I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna have to, everybody says it's fuzzy. Justine, I guess I'm gonna have to keep going. Um, I don't know why. I'm gonna hop up a little, let's see if it's my Wi-Fi. I don't know. Sorry, I'm gonna have to keep going. Oh, it says it's really fuzzy. Wee, wee, wee. I'm gonna pop out and come back, Justine, okay? Sorry, I'm gonna pop out and come back. I'll be right back. Hi. Holy moly, hold on. Okay, I'm gonna pop out. So look away so you don't get sick. Okay. Okay. Listen, I don't know what's happening, but I'm back. And it might still be, holy crap. And it might still be fuzzy. I don't know. Hopefully this helps, but I'm going to make everyone sick, so I have to keep going. Okay. Here's my stamp. I've got embossing powders, and man, that really threw me. That has thrown me off my game. I'm using the Misty stamping tool. Okay. Now my Misty, I have a grip mat in it. You can take that out when you're using rubber stamps because the rubber stamps are thicker than clear stamps. So you don't need that when you're stamping. Wipe off my lens. Oh my goodness. Okay, hold on. Did that help? Oh my gosh. Listen, I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna have to keep moving. I'm sorry. I'm not quite sure what's going on here. Okay. But I want to get going. That might be it. Maybe I did need to wipe off my lens. Okay. So anyway, I'm moving on. So when you use a rubber stamp, you don't need a grip mat inside your Misty stamping tool. If you're using clear stamps, it comes with a mouse pad, but I'm using this grip mat. Anyway, neither here nor there. So this is my stamp and I love it. You can use any kind of stamping positioner. For this technique, I did wipe my lens off. I would highly recommend using some kind of stamping tool, okay? So I'm gonna do the same thing. I have black cardstock here. Why does these things always happen to me? You know what I'm saying? I'm so sorry. I'm going to use black cardstock and white cardstock. It did help. My lens was dirty, you guys. I had a dirty lens. Ugh. Okay. And the embossing ink pad that I'm going to use is Wow. I've also had this for as long as they've been in business and no issues, whatever. I do have a refill, but that's neither here nor there. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to nestle my card in the corner, and then I'm going to put this stamp where I want it to be. I do want it to come off the page a little bit. It does come with a magnet. So I'll put the magnet on the cardstock. I have it all nestled up in my corner. I kind of want this to hang off the edge just a little bit, and that's it. And then I'm going to press it down and pick it up. Okay. Now, when you are heat embossing, I highly, highly encourage you to use some kind of embossing tool. This I don't know who this is from, TE, Tailored Expressions, I believe. I think this stuff is either filled with cornstarch or baby powder. So you can make your own. I've known people that have used a sock and put some powder in it. But why you do this is because the embossing ink is a very sticky ink and you don't want it sticking, the powder sticking to places you don't want it to stick, okay? So that is typically what I do. Then I will go ahead and close the door of my Misty, make sure everything's lined up, and it is, and I'm super happy. Okay, so we're gonna do this with the white cardstock, and then we're gonna do this with the black cardstock. The name of this, it's probably not available, to be honest. Like I say, when I love something, I keep it, but it's called Peony, and it's by Penny Black. Okay, so I'm going to ink up my pad with this Wow embossing ink. Someone says they own that stamp. Yay! Man, it's been so long since I opened this pad, I can't even get it open. Ooh, there we go. And I'm going to ink, 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 ink this up. Sometimes embossing pads dry out a little quicker than regular ink, so just make sure you always have a refill on. My ink pad is actually deteriorating, but it's still going to work fine, I hope. I just used it. So I'm going to give it a good press. I think I have Versamark if this doesn't work. Oh, I have another idea too if this doesn't work. And I think I'm going to go ahead and press it down one more time. I think we've picked it up. You can't see it because it's a clear ink. So I'm going to go ahead and ink this up one more time, and I'm going to do the same thing with the black cardstock. Nestle it in the corner. Adhere it down. Use your, here's how you can see the white. It doesn't have a smell, but I think it's like cornstarch. And I think you, like I said, someone said you can use baby powder. And then I'm going to ink it up again with my crusty ink pad. It's super old, Robbie. It's so gross. Look at that. This is nasty. Anyway, moving on. You guys, it's how long it's been. I use my sleeve of my shirt. You really want to give yourself a good impression. So because this is black cardstock, you'll actually be able to see the clear ink a little bit better than you would on, see? You see it? Isn't that pretty? That looks pretty on camera, just like that. But alas, we are moving on. So the reason why I like this Wow ink pad, which I will obviously get an updated one because I don't think it's supposed to shed like that. But like I said, it was really old. But it stays wet a little bit longer. So I'm going to, this is something I'm doing for my church, but I'm going to go ahead and fold this up and use this as a funnel to collect all of the embossing powders. So we're just going to do it one at a time. I'm going to do the black first just because I can see. So these are just really cool. I love them. Really fun embossing powders. You'll just sprinkle it on. I want to kind of make the blue be where the leaves are. So I think there's a little right here, a little right here, I think. And then I'll grab the white one and do the same thing. And I can't see diddly squat on this one, so we're just going to have to wing it. And did I do the wrong side? It's the wrong side, you guys. I know. Seriously. Seriously. This is me. This is what you get. All right, that's better. I was like, oh my gosh, that stuff really dried quickly. Then I'll just funnel it back in. And like I say, this stuff lasts forever. I have this all over. Do you see what a mess I made? Seriously, guys. Okay, let's move on to the next color. Let's see, blue. Let's do pink. Let's do pink. Make sure, hold on. Make sure you got a good crisp crease and then it shouldn't fall over your desk space like that. But seriously, like I said, this is so old. I have had this stuff forever. I have not bought anything new in a long time, and it's still living its best life. I'm going to add a little bit up here, maybe a little bit over here, and tap it off. And then we'll do the same thing. Yeah, I never disappoint you guys. Never. I'm about as real as you can get. Okay, let's stick some in here. And make sure you knock it off good, funnel it through, and move on to the next color. So think about what colors you have and what colors you can use that won't, turn muddy. Most of it's not mixing together, but you don't want to use colors that potentially could mix together and turn into an ugly color. I'll tell you another way you can do this if you don't happen to have a lot of embossing colors, but you don't get the same raised dimensional effect, but you do get the same colored effect. Does anyone know what I'm going to say? You guys, I can't believe that ink pad. That's like embarrassing. Holy moly. Holy moly. Okay, got one more, and this one I'm going to use rose quartz. Whew, rose quartz. You guys, I think that I'm going to have to throw away that embossing pad. I think it's like infected with a disease. Okay, hold on. Yeah. So this was rose quartz. I have one other color. I don't know if I have any leftover sticky spots, but I'm going to see because I'm going to try to use this one too. This is Parisa. There it is. Soup Crafts has got it. That's what I'm going to say. That's what I was going to say. But apparently I can't talk and do things at the same time. There's a way to get your multicolored design if you don't happen to have all of these colors. But man, you should get all these colors if they still make them. If they don't, you can get them. Okay, hold on. I have made a big hot mess. Now, just as good as new. So now I'm going to go ahead and ink and dry this. The tip to a good heat embossed image without your paper warping is what? Does anyone know? Does anyone know? I'll tell you. It is to heat up your heat tool off the card. Heat it up first, maybe 15, 20 seconds. And then I always give it a good like this to blow all the excess stuff around. And then I typically start from the back and work my way up. I have no idea if y'all can hear me. I'm going to assume you can. There it is. I tell you, you're a smart one, Soup Crafts. Do you like soup and do you like to craft? That's right, Diana. That's right, Robbie. You got it. Y'all are all smart. You want to heat from all directions. The front, the back, the corner, upside down. No, I'm kidding. Put your head on the floor and go upside down. And that will keep your cardstock. If you keep that gun moving, that will keep your cardstock going. I have this Wagner. I've had it forever. Forever is my heat gun that I have. Forever. And it's working like a charm. Okay, here we go. Here we go. That rose. Ooh, y'all see that? Y'all see that? Back in the day when I could impress my son, he's 20 now, he would watch me do this and he thought I was magic. He does not think that anymore of me. I am apparently not cool. What are you going to do? What are you going to do with these kids? So the way to check to see if your powder is melted is kind of get down on the same level as the powder and see if it's shiny. It is like melting magic. I don't like the white as much as I love the black, but let's see if we can do something. It's probably my disgusting. We're going to do the white one more time. It's probably it's probably my ink pad. I'm embarrassed to show y'all, but you can get down here and tip it. I can see some of this is still dull, which means it is not melted. Melt, baby. This was probably one of the first techniques I ever learned when I was doing card making. Was heat embossing. I used to think it was amazing. Okay, I'm not too into. I mean, it's a little splotchy. Hold on. I'm gonna try the white one again. Ooh, I do not have an inversion marking pad, you guys. I'm gonna do it again with this disgusting ink pad and see what happens. And I'm gonna do it quicker this time. So let's do it again. Walk me through the steps. I don't think the powder went bad. It's definitely my ink pad. I mean, look at it. Hi. This is not help. This is not good. But anyway, I'm going to try to ink it up with the good side. And don't worry, I will order another one. Not to worry. as soon as I get off this call, because you know why? This was embarrassing. This was embarrassing, and that's all I have to say. Oh, I forgot to put my embossing powder. I mean, my embossing buddy. Doesn't matter. We're going to do it anyway. All right. We're going to move fast here. And I will continue to embarrass myself. I won't do as many colors this time. Ooh, that looks good. Now we're talking. Now we're talking. It's very well loved. It's so well loved that it has a disease. It is so gross looking. You have no idea. Okay. We'll do that. Oh yeah. So I think what happened is A, the pad is gross, and B, I took too long to add my powder. Because the embossing ink, you can use it to just create like a watermark, like a tone on tone effect, which is fine, but that wasn't my intention today. So I think that's what happened with the white. Now we're talking, but because I didn't use that embossing pad, that embossing buddy, the powder, I have stray powder everywhere. So I'll try to get that off. Funnel it back through, call it a day. Okay, let's go ahead and dry this. Here we go. My gun is already warmed up, so I don't think the powder goes bad. I really don't. I've had this wild powder, I'm telling you, for almost 20 years, but the pad can clearly go bad. Maybe I didn't close it tight, so moisture got in there. I've had it forever. But you know where that one's going after this call? The trash. Now we'll order another one promptly. But that's pretty embarrassing. So let this be a notice to all of you to check your pads, and when things are growing on them, you probably should throw them away. Okay. Now you can also use your gun to blow all the powder off that you got everywhere. Okay. So I really, really, really do not like this one, but I like these two. See? So because you have heat embossed. Oh, what I was going to tell you, if you don't have a bunch of embossing powder, you can simply, using a stamp positioner, ink the stamp up multiple times with different colors of ink, and then put a clear embossing powder over the top of it as well. And you will get a very similar look as this. So this one's like kind of like a grunge mixed media look, I'll call this one. And this one is nice and bright. I love it. And this one, we need to wipe the powder off. You can still see the white powder everywhere. So you just wipe that off and it'll show up more. But what you can also do is do some fun ink blending over the top, because the embossing powder has acted as a barrier. So if you were to put any kind of ink over the top, except archival, not archival, any kind of ink over the top, it will protect itself. Let me show you what I mean. Here's Laurel going off road. Let's go with this one, since this is the one I don't like the most. The name of this stamp set is called Peony, and it's from Penny Black. Let me grab an ink pad. I still have all Catherine Pooler inks. And I'm going to I invented a word a long time ago, and it's called swink. Are any of you a follower of mine from a long time? And do you know what swink means? Swink. SWINK. Anyone? It's called ink swiping and inking, and it actually came out swinking. So I feel like I'm really smart and I should trademark that. But anyway, you can just swink right over, and I might end up liking this card more now that I did that. I want it very good and saturated. And you can see all the colors are staying the same because we have protected all of the colors underneath it. So as long as you're not using a permanent ink, and use the top of your MISTI as a surface. So as long as you're not using a permanent ink, and as long as you've inked embossed, and heated it up, it all is protected. Isn't that pretty? And once you give it a chance to dry, You just wipe off any of the ink that's kind of sitting on the top, and then you get something pretty. Now, if you want to get really wild and crazy, you can add some water, because Catherine Puller inks reacts to water, and add some water flicks on there, drop some water on there, and it's super pretty. And that is another trick that you can do if perhaps you ink blend a background and it's not as pretty. Like maybe it's a little bit splotchy. Just add a little bit of water and it looks like you did it on purpose. So this one's quite pretty now, isn't it? And I sure didn't like it before. Now let me show you something that you can do with this black one real quick. I need to get a black ink that is not, let me find something. Oh, please. Let's see. I'll use VersaFine Clear. And you can get a blending tool and you can blend on some ink and really, really, really make that black stand out. Let me show you what I mean. I'm just going to use my top of my Misty because it's easier to clean off your work surface when you're done. You can just go in and blend. Oh, my Lord, there was something on this ink. Jeez Louise, Laurel. There was something on that ink, on that blending tool. So that's not really pretty, but we're going to fix it, aren't we? Good Lord. Yes, we're going to fix that right up. Holy moly. And you can go around the edges with some black ink, like so. PSA, what is it? Check your blending tool before you do that. With some black ink. Oy, oy, oy. And then I'm going to wet this just a little bit. None of this is watercolor cardstock. Okay. And I'm just going to remove some of the water that settled on top of the black of the ink here. And here you get this. I would have absolutely loved this except for this. So my bad. Clean your blending brushes. So what do you think? I don't like that. That's driving me crazy. Ooh, you can even go around the edges and do this. Look at that. So I always say that this is just paper, right? It is not the end of the world. Would I have, particularly not wanted to do that? Of course. But I did it. It happened. But there's a way to salvage it. It's still pretty. You can add your sentiment right here and call it a day. Okay. This one I turned out to really like. And then this one I've always ink. I think maybe that did have oxide ink on it because it was very chalky. I typically don't clean my blending brushes. Shh, and that's what happened. But anyway, so these are the 3 cards. Let's go over what not to do. Please, please, please check your blending brushes before you take it to your card. So this needs to be washed off. Please, please, please do not have a mold infected embossing pad sitting on your work surface. Okay, this needs to be cleaned. This needs to be trashed, but we still made it work. But I want to do one more thing. Okay, one more thing. I don't know. I should just end it now based on how I've been doing. This is probably something that I should just call this a day and pretend like my Wi-Fi went out, but I'm not. Let me clean this off. I want to show you, I did get some watercolor cardstock out for this one. So this one, you may need to get some watercolor cardstock. And you can get any kind of watercolor cardstock. You can get it from Michael's or Joann's. Are those places still open? I think one of them closed. I think Joann's closed. Anyway, I'm going to use this stamp this time. Okay. Hello. This is also from Penny Black. When you love it, you love it. And this one is called, holy moly, I can't even read that. Let me get my glasses. This one is called, that should be bigger, Wintry Trail. They should really make this bigger for people like me. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. Are you ready, Freddie? I'm going to think because I'm going completely off-road. This is not something that I was planning on doing. So I happen to have this. I bought it. I don't even know if they still make this anymore. This is watercolored paper from Alta New. Okay, it's big. This is like 6x9, I think. No, 5x7 it says. And you have a smooth side and you have a rough side. I like to work on the smooth side, but it's completely optional. And this is what we're going to do here. Hold on, I got to think. So We're going to create a beautiful background, and then we're going to just stamp this solid, maybe with black ink. I don't know. Let's keep rocking and rolling. So I bought these a long time ago. These are Nuvo shimmer powders. I have no idea if these are still available. There are so many kinds of watercolored powders out there. There's Bruchot, there's Color Bursts. It's really fun. But these are powerful little suckers, let me tell you. So I'm going to start with just one color. Now, this is when you have to pay attention to the color wheels. You want to make sure that you don't use colors across from each other on the color wheel, because when they mix together, they turn to what? Mud. Watercolor color paper can go bad. Okay, so I'm going to use, let's see. This has a metallic in it. Nope, I'm going to use this one. I'm going to use this purple, and it has all these colors like in it. All these colors are built into this little purple. So let's go with this one first. So in order to show you how awesome this is, I think I'm going to wet the cardstock first. Okay, so I've just got a water thing, dollar store, got a pack, 5 packs, $1, something like that. You just need regular water, and this, you have to have watercolor cardstock for this. If you don't, your paper will pill and be gross. Okay, like my embossing pad. Then I'm going to take this and I'm going to do little taps. Okay, I'm going to try to not be so close to the camera because it wants to focus on that. Now watch. Look at that. Look at all those colors you get from one color. Okay, I need more than that, because in order to make this background the way I want it to look, I need more. So let me flatten this out a little bit. I'll take my spray bottle and just kind of move it around a little bit. And then we're going to add some more. So yellow, blue, let's go ahead and go with blues, because when you mix in this, it should not turn into ugly colors. So let's add a little bit here. I'm just tapping the bottom. We really want, yes, baby. Now we're talking. Do you see that? Is that not beautiful? But my paper, it's watercolor cardstock, so it's kind of lifting up on one side. So we got to make sure it doesn't do that, because I want a whole background. I want a vibrant, beautiful background. Stay there. So I'm going to go back to this purple and add this some more. Are Nuvo drops still around? Does anybody know? I'm a huge fan of them if they are. I just want a big, like, it's almost like we're creating a fake, what do you call that? Aurora, blah, blah, blah. What the sky does with all those beautiful colors. Okay. And then, of course, sadly, we have to wait for some of this to dry. But I love this. So the colors I used, if they're still around, is Lilac Waterfall and, yes, Atlantis Burst. But just use colors that are meant, that when they blend together, they don't turn into mud, unless you want a muddy color, then you're good to go. So like I would not have pulled out, I've got blue and purple. I would not have pulled out red, because green, this is almost like a green. This would have blended together and turned into a ugly color. Okay, for me anyway. If you like it, hey, you do you. So now this has to dry. So let's go ahead and zap this. Yes, Aurora Boreal. I don't know how to say any of that. Dry, dry. Oh, you know what we could do? I don't know if this is going to mess it up or not, but you know me, whatever. I'm going to take another piece of cardstock and press right over it and see what happens. Get out of the way. This might mess the whole thing up. I don't know. You already got your stuff out. You might as well see what can happen. All right, that's just a lighter shade. That's just a lighter version. Just kind of smishing around. I'm like, you already got your stuff out. You might as well do what you can with it. Okay. This is what I used in my lap for lunch, and it's getting another use. Okay, let's dry this up. Y'all keep talking amongst yourselves. This is a dish towel that I actually use in my kitchen, but now it will be for my classroom. So dry this up. Zippity doo dah. You can, if you can't save a project, usually I can. 9 out of 10 I can. Like, I would not trash this because of that. I would stick a sentiment right there and call it a day. But if you do, it's just paper and it has 2 sides. So you could turn it over and try the other side, or you can throw it away and start over. It's okay. It is okay. It is just paper. All right. I typically end up going off road, as I call it, every time I make a card. I don't go in with a plan because plans limit my creativity. I might go in with a plan of what to use, but that's as far as I go. I don't like map out my techniques or anything like that. Okay, we've got about 10 more minutes. All right, let's hope that that's dry. So what you can do at this point, and I use water to clean everything. Water, H2O, everybody's got it. Maybe invest in a better spray bottle than this dollar store one because it's giving me trouble. Okay, now here's where we go in. Where's the stamp I said I was using? This. Okay, so we'll go in and you have a few options here. You can stamp this in a multiple colors, which maybe I'll do with this one because this background is a little lighter. And then we'll stamp this in one color. You know what? Let's stamp this in one color and let's stamp this in Serenade and see what it looks like. Because I don't know. I have no idea what it's going to look like. So I've got my card there. And then you can always trim this down to whatever size you want it to be. And I'm going to do, hold on. I'm going to do this Serenade. Let's see what happens. Just ink it up. Uh-oh, it moved. Uh-oh. It'll be okay. We're going to cut down. Do you see how this is moving on my Misty? Absolutely not. You better get it together. You better get it together, stamp. You better get it together. Okay. Then you can just cut down. I'm going to have to go quick in case this falls off. Oh, you guys, why is this happening to me? Okay. And then give it a good press. I need the paper and the stamp to stay where it is. Look at that. That's kind of boring. We got to do more. I'm not into it. Okay. Let's go in with a deeper purple and see what happens. That's a little too boring for me. So let's see if I can deepen this up. So I'm taking a deeper purple and then I will kind of see how like there's a line right here. If you stamp it this way, you'll have that line there. So just kind of take a cloth or whatever and kind of just get it out of the way. We don't need all that. And then let's press it again. And as long as your stamp and paper have not moved, you will get direct stamping every time. Let's see. Eh, eh, eh. I'm like, whatever. We're going to cut that down and see what it looks like. Now on this one, let's just stamp it one color. What color should I stamp it? Somebody tells me. When we cut it down, it'll probably look better, but I think the stamp moved. See how it's a little, I think the stamp moved. If the stamp hadn't moved, I probably still wouldn't have loved it. What color should I stamp this? Should I do a solid color, dark purple, green? What color? I'm going to clean this off and I'm going to wipe off the back so it'll stick again. Okay, what color? We got dark green, green, brown, darker purple. I have this color out. I have this color out. I have this color out, and I have this color. Any of those colors would work. What do y'all think? I do have a navy blue somewhere I can go get. You know, I'm going to put this in the corner just so I don't mess this panel up. A black, I could do black, purple, aquatini. Ooh, I'm getting so many purple. I got another purple. I got queen for a day. Queen for a day. What do y'all think? I know these are really hard decisions. I got a couple of navy blues, dark blue or black. Okay, I gotta go find Juniper Mist. Hold, please. Juniper Mist it is. Okay, we're gonna go with juniper mist. Okay, and all I did was wet the back of my stamp and now it's good. Ooh, I'm getting teals. Y'all are killing me. Oh my gosh. Teal, teal, teal. What teal? What teal? I don't have a teal. Do I have a teal? I have aquatini. Okay, we're now going to choose between these. Which one? These are our votes. Aquatini or juniper mist? Aquatini or juniper, all that. Oh, Art is here with a whole different color. Ardith, you missed it. You missed it. I don't think you. Aquatini. Oh my gosh. Okay, it's a tie. I need more. I got three juniper mists, okay, we're doing juniper mist. Sorry. Okay, here we go. Juniper mist. We can't do juniper mist. Well, yeah, I guess we can. Okay, never mind. It needs, all my stuff needs a spa day. They're dry. Okay, which I do have all of my refills for my inks. Ardith, you missed it. Everybody tell her what happened to my Versamark or my Wow embossing pad. Everybody tell her. It's so embarrassing, but so me. Okay, hopefully that's good enough. That was an exceptionally dry ink pad. You wouldn't have to ink it up that much. Give it good pressure. Oh my gosh, nobody's spilling my secrets. Thank y'all. Okay, here we go. We need more. Look at that. We need more juniper mist. Yo, 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 yo. You know what? If you sat down and you made a card step by step and followed a rule, do you know how boring this video would have been? This video would have been so boring and y'all would have just tuned out. But because of all my mistakes and using dirty ink blending tools and cruddy, expired, diseased embossing ink pads, what would y'all have done? This would really be nice if it was really, really, really dark blue. We're going to do it one more time. Yeah, I might have to go over it with black. But let's give this one more whirl. One more whirl. Oh, and we also learned that you have to wash the back side of your rubber stamp for it to stick to your stamping tool, or you will get an impression like that. This would have been beautiful, but really it looks like I need glasses. So whatever. Okay, here we go. I'm getting a workout here. Okay. That's as good as we're going to get. So now what I'm going to do is go around. Why not? Go around some of the parts with black. Are y'all freaking out that I didn't clean my stamp off first? I'm not. We may make mistakes, but you still will get at least 4 out of 5 pretty cards here. Ooh, okay. Listen. Oh, here we go. Now we're talking. That's pretty. It's hard to pick up on camera, but it's navy blue here, and it's got this black around the back. So that's beautiful. So let's review, shall we? Mistake number 1. Do not let this happen to your ink pad. Okay? No. This is going in the garbage. Number 2, do make sure to clean your blending tool and do not have remains of distress oxide on it, or you will get this beautiful chalky finish. Okay? Number 2, do make sure the back of your stamp is clean so it will stick to the Misty, as to not have an offset image like this and make people think that when they get this card, they need to go to the eye doctor. Okay, so seriously, in all this time, I feel like you've learned a lot, and we did all of this with very few supplies. I have to add, very few supplies. I don't feel like we used a whole bunch. So that's it. What do y'all think? What do y'all think? Listen, I kept it real. I mean, seriously, artist, it was like flaking off on my card. But it worked. Did it not work? I was clearly able to get all that embossing powder to stick. So even though this is diseased and funky, it worked. And that's it. It is a ghosting. Oh, hi, Debbie. I didn't see you here. As long as you don't, like this, I'd be like, oh my God, my vision's gone bad. I have to go to the eye doctor. But you could maybe cut out like a little circle and use different parts of this card. Turn it into eclipse card. Yes, that's what I was trying to say, but I couldn't think of the word eclipse card. So this could be fixed. You trim it down. Like, let me show you it trimmed down. And I'll trim down the right part, this card. Trimming it down will really make it look like a great card. Oh, and another thing you might have learned is to go ahead and get re-inkers for your ink pads, because if I was filming this for my YouTube video, I would have paused and re-inked my ink pad and then gone back. But I did not for this. And then you wouldn't have had to stamp it so many times. Okay, so we have this. I think this is beautiful with this very soft background, which is basically an impression of this background, right? Here, this is better. This is beautiful. This turned out fantastic. Slap a sentiment on it. That's all you have to do. This I didn't even like, but as soon as I swinked on this ink and added some water, I think this is quite pretty. And when you get in here and look at it, it's really raised, right? And then of course we have this one that has a little bit of a rash, but that's okay. We can do something with this too. This one, you know what? You could just cut this part out right here. I'll actually turn all these into cards when I've run out of time now. But you could actually just create a circle right here and use just this part, and this part doesn't even matter. Or you can make this a slim line, a very tiny slim line by just going like this. Let's go. Bye. And then doing something with that. You know what I'm saying? There's really ways to fix mistakes. I mean, all these were live. All these were totally things that I do all the time, and never, ever, ever has this happened to me before, I must say. But other than that, this is it. So I'll turn all these into cards and post them in Justine's Facebook group for the summit, so y'all can see that I'm not trashing any of them. Even this, I'm not trashing this. No, I'll find a way. But I am going to go clean up my stuff and throw that ink pad away and get another one. So I hope you were happy. Hope you have fun. So Justine's kickoff call is at 4 and 12 or 13 minutes. I don't do math in my head well. And then the actual live part of the summit starts tomorrow. The presentations will all go live at 9 a.m. for Friday's day. So be sure to check that out. If you have not upgraded your ticket, hopefully she's here and we'll put the link in the chat there to upgrade your ticket. There's still time. And that's it. That's all she wrote. So thanks so much. Thank you, Justine. Summit.com. Where'd it go? It's gone. Wherever. It's somewhere. Anyway, thanks for hanging with me through all my mistakes and all. I want everybody to say bye to this pad because it's going bye-bye. Say bye and thank you for all that you've done for me. It's time to get a new one. Bye, everyone.